He never finished the sentence. A dreadful crash followed, and his lips fell silent as if those of the dead. For a moment came the snorting and stamping of a horse. Then the beast regained its feet and tore wildly across the fields. "Well, there we have it," grumbled the first speaker, sitting up in the wet, freshly plowed earth. "Hey, Helwig! Boom, are you alive?" "Yes," called Helwig nearby, groping among the muddy clods for his wig. All confidence, all mockery had vanished from his voice. The third companion tried to rise on all fours, cursing and groaning. His enormous bulk seemed fatally drawn back toward Mother Earth. At last, the three regained their footing and began to comprehend what had happened, and what must now be done. The little chaise, which had borne them so gaily from their native town that morning, lay overturned beside the ill-fated rise, its 4 wheels pointing reproachfully to heaven. The sound of fleeing hooves had long since died away, and a pitch-dark night shrouded the remains of Helwig's self-confidence. "We can't spend the night here, that's certain. Let's move," Helwig urged at last, his courage returning. "Oh, command away," growled the stout one, assuring himself that the crunch near his chest came not from cracked ribs, but from the shards of his beloved pipe bowl. "Command away. After nearly murdering 2 family men in your reckless folly, I'll not stay in this lion's den. No, but without a light, not 10 horses shall drag me from this spot. I may sink ankle-deep in slime, and this cursed wind will drive rheumatism into my bones for half a year. So be it, Helwig, but I'll not break my legs in these infernal ditches of yours." "Don't be absurd, Doctor," said the third. "You can't stand here like a weather vane while we fetch help. I saw long ago that our coachman here was steering too far left. We'll cut straight across to the right. We'll strike the road. I guarantee it. Come along now, no nonsense. Think of wife and child already crying because you missed your supper." The doctor grumbled something about a cursed business, but followed. It was dreadful going. Clods of earth clung to their boots like lead, and every few steps a foot plunged into a puddle that spouted its muddy contents over heads and coats alike. Yet they reached the highway unscathed and trudged on more cheerfully. Even the doctor regained his humor, bellowing in his cavernous bass. "On foot we fare full well. Huzzah!" Near the town, a light broke through the darkness, hurrying toward them. Helwig soon recognized the broad, merry face above the lantern, his servant Heinrich. "Good heavens, Master Helwig, is it truly you?" cried the fellow. "Madam thought you dead and gone. How in the world should my wife know of our mishap already?" "Well, you see, sir, a coach full of play actors came in tonight," for Heinrich, all performers, jugglers, and rope walkers fell under one contemptuous heading, and right behind the coach trotted our black gelding, as if he belonged to them. The landlord at the Lion knew him at once, and brought him round. But the fright Madame had. She sent me out straight away with the lantern, and Friederike's been brewing you chamomile tea. Chamomile tea? Humph. A glass of mulled wine, or at least warm beer, might have suited better. So thought I too, sir, but you know how Madame is. Enough, Heinrich. Lead on with the light. Let's get home. On the market square, the 3 companions parted with a silent handshake, one to his tea, the others to the sermons awaiting them at home. Their wives, never fond of the noble passion of the hunt, would not be softened by the day's outcome. The game lay crushed beneath the wrecked chaise, and their mud-soaked attire would turn any embrace to fury. By morning, red bills were pasted on every street corner announcing the arrival of the celebrated conjurer Orlowski. A young woman went from house to house selling tickets to the performance. She was beautiful, tall, fair-haired, with a certain noble grace, but her face was pale, pale as death, the townsfolk said. And when she lifted her long lashes, her gray eyes shone with a sorrowful gentleness, heavy with tears. She came also to Helwig's house, the finest on the square. "Madame," called Heinrich through the open door, "the play actor's wife is outside." "What does she want?" came a stern female voice. "Her husband performs tomorrow. She would sell a ticket to Madame." "We are respectable Christians and have no money for such follies. Send her away, Heinrich." He closed the door, embarrassed. The poor woman must have heard every word. For a moment she stood as if struck. A flush crossed her pale cheeks, and a deep sigh rose from her breast. Then a small window opening to the hall creaked softly. A man's voice, low and hurried, said, "One ticket, please." She handed it over. A silver thaler dropped into her palm. Before she could look up, the window was closed again, and a green curtain fell in thick, concealing folds. Heinrich, with an awkward scrape of his foot and a pitying smile, opened the street door. The woman swayed as she stepped out, swayed onward, down her path strewn with thorns. The servant picked up a pair of polished boots he had set aside and carried them to his master, a small, elderly man with a thin, kindly face. "Ah, Mr. Helwig," said Heinrich. "That was good of you, buying a ticket." The poor lady looked like the very image of suffering. She touched my heart, though her husband may earn his bread in a doubtful way. But he'll have no luck here. You mark my words, sir. "Why so, Heinrich?" "Because our black beast followed their coach as it came through the gate. That brings no luck. The creature came straight from an unlucky place. Remember what I said, Mr. Helwig. Those people have no fortune ahead of them." He shook his head solemnly and went out to straighten the straw mat before Madame's door. The stranger's foot had disarranged it.